Hello, everyone. Toni Staton here for the Labor District Council Lesson Fund, and you are here with our One Council, One Voice LDC podcast. I have the great Mr. Mark. Yes, you can. Mark Freeman, Labor's Local 413, is in the house and doing our retiree series called the 21st Century Labor. I had to have Mark here because he recently retired. I'm looking at his bio. And I'm going to get to a lot of this because you volunteer a lot. And I want to know when you make time for that while you were working, right? Because I see you are very heavily involved in sports, your church and everything. And I know you have to make time for that. But I know the strenuous demand for your time being part of the union too. So I'm going to jump right into the conversation. But first, just tell us a little bit about yourself, Mark.
Well, second generation labor. I was raised on it, raised my kids on it. Now they raising their kids on it.
Come on.
I'm just a regular guy.
Listen.
Nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to do what's right and to help people along in life. Somebody did it for me. Sort of paying it forward, as they say. Work was instilled in me at a young age.
Mm-hmm. Because I see you started right out of high school.
Yeah.
I'm looking like right out of high school.
So this is a little story.
Yeah, tell me the story because I want to know.
I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was building 95 through Chester.
Okay.
1973, 74.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just moved. It was 7 of us. Well, my one brother was gone. It was 6 of us. Mm-hmm. And we moved from a 3-bedroom house to a 5-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And my sisters, both of them got a room. So me and my other 4 brothers, we had to share one.
Okay.
So he was doing renovations. And
your dad?
Yeah. He was paving. He was doing the concrete on the sidewalk. And on Saturday mornings, we would go out and I would load the truck up with stone. And I knew at that point I wanted to work with my hands.
Oh, I love it.
So that it was in me.
Early.
Yeah. My mom and dad instilled me, if you want something, you got to work for it. And working hard ain't never killed nobody.
Never. Yeah. If anything, it just makes you show up as a better you.
Yes.
Right? Because you know at the end of the week what that paper look like. Yes. And especially in the construction industry, right? So he raised 6 kids after you had moved. It was 7, but 6 kids, your father. And he was starting from the muscle.
My dad came to Chester from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
He always had a saying, Easter Monday, 1951. He always had to get that Easter Monday in there. And he came up here and he said he left the country. He was making 85 cents an hour. And in 1972, 73, the construction industry went on strike and they got $5 an hour.
Whew. 85 cents to $5 an hour. Okay. Now I see where that 5-bedroom came in at. Now I see.
Yeah, so talk about they instill, work ethic, work hard, do your best, and treat people right.
That's the right mindset.
Wow. So, yeah.
And then he was a member, of course, of Labor's Local 413.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because Chester is very small for the folks who don't know, and when they watch this is a very small area.
4 miles long, 2 miles wide.
Yeah. So everybody's close knit.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that the local is very, prevalent in that community.
Just like I said, I'm second generation, and he rose to become president.
Okay.
Of the local. So
I never knew that.
Yeah. I had the pleasure of holding the same position he had.
So he was with James Harper Sr.
Yes.
No nonsense. No nonsense. Shout out to James Harper Sr. Labor's Local 413 business manager. I remember seeing, he never smiled much, not when I saw him, right? And I've been around here since 2006. And I remember setting up the meetings for Harper Sr., Sam Sr., Dan Woodall, Local 135, Richard McGurty. And those meetings were so tense. I mean, those meetings were so, it was in the prepaid legal building at the time on Broad Street, 665, when it was separate buildings. And quick story, I just want to say, I remember I had started and I would work the meeting, set up all the food, get everybody copies, set, when it wasn't your turn, people we passed, but people who were waiting to go into the meetings, we had a little room set up. Like this was new before the, $30 million 665 LDC built Sam Staton Senior. Yeah, where the steps were like narrow and everything was panel wood. And I remember going in there and I'm hearing and somebody's cussing and fussing. And I'm like, poor him. I gotta go in there and get the stuff though, because the next meeting and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, listen,
just walk in there.
He said, just walk in there. And I would act like the movie The Butler. Listen, I lie to you not. I would come in there. I would stand in the corner and just let them assess and talk. And I would slowly but sure, I wouldn't say a word, but I just learned to, know their needs. The point is, what I'm saying is those were the matriarchs that came before us who set the standards of what resilience we just talked about that is about. And so I just wanted to, I didn't want to make a sound, but I still wanted to be present and take care of them because you wanted to, yes.
Mr. Harper was, I've known Mr. Harper almost pretty much basically all my life.
Right.
And, he coached the football team. He started a youth football team. And he used to rent buses to well, I didn't get to play. But he would take them all across the whole county to play.
Wow.
And he was a man that he had a wealth of knowledge. Like he could sit down and talk about anything. He could tell you what that plant, I learned so much from him. We started at 6 a.m. Wow.
At 413?
Yeah, we started at 6 a.m. and we didn't stop till 5. And he would cut it off. He had a thing like, the phone ring at 5, they'll call back tomorrow.
Okay.
But what I learned after 5 o'clock, because we would sit there sometimes till 6:20, it'd be 6:20.
Those were the lessons.
My phone ring, my wife said, "Where you at?" He got baseball practice. I said, "Can you drop him off? I'll get him." But I learned so much from him. He was phenomenal. He was a phenomenal man, and it was an honor and a pleasure just to learn this business. I knew the business because it was kitchen table talk for me. So when I got into the office, I knew some of the lingo, and prevailing wage.
Exactly.
You
were familiar with a lot of the
misclassification, but I learned so much from him and how to deal with people because he was selfless. Like he was stern, but he would give you the shirt off his back.
Wow.
But when he stood, he stood.
When he stood strong and tall, he did. Yes.
And don't cross him.
No. I couldn't imagine it.
Because he would do anything for you. So it was just an honor and a pleasure, and it just enhanced who I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? As you see, I've been in the community, and that's what our logo is: unity, community, and education.
And he was an advocate for reading and literacy. He really was.
Him and Mayor Butler,
right?
All the other counties, all the other boroughs and townships had a partnership with Delaware County Community College.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Mayor Butler was the one that hooked it up for Chester.
Wow.
You know, the stuff that he did for the community goes beyond, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my husband always said that Chester needs to have a statue built either in front of that library or somewhere of, you know, James Harper Sr. because he was Chester and he really made sure that Chester had what they needed, you know, to survive and the needs to be a strong community. He always said that. And we know what we want to make sure.
He taught us that our people have been through so much that sometimes you gotta want for them when they don't want for themselves.
Yes.
And almost, you know, you got to be patient with them. You know,
understanding. You know,
he said some people turn the corner, hard turns, and some people they on the curve. You know what I mean? It takes a little longer.
I love that. Take a little longer.
Yeah. He said, but just keep talking to them and keep working with them. You know, it makes a difference. And my first 22 and a half years out in the field, I met a lot of people.
Right.
You know, and then once I got in the office and got underneath of him, he just like I said, he enhanced who I was.
So what was your position in the office when he was there? Because I never knew you were in the office while he was there.
Your
hair might have been a little darker than Mark, so maybe that's why I didn't. But no, I didn't know that.
I was an organizer.
Okay.
Actually, it was that room you talk about.
Oh, you're
the very first time I went in that room, I was like,
yeah,
because somebody was great get beat up.
Yeah, well, listen, I knew I wasn't lying. Like I know I experienced and I heard what I heard, and the table was huge up there. It was huge. And it was a very intimidating, you know, it was a very intimidating moment in time during those meetings. But yes, okay, so Mark, I was new, so I didn't know a lot of people back then. But yeah,
but like I said, I had heard about, you know, kitchen table talk, so I knew the tension that sometimes that were in that room. But what they had was nobody coming in here to take this.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And they fought hard, and maybe they were pioneers.
They were,
really, because a lot of the rest of the country emulate what go on here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Trying to figure out how they do it.
Yeah, they had vision. They had vision. You know what I mean?
You don't make me cry, Mark. Listen, you don't make me cry.
I get filled up every time.
Yeah, thinking about those moments. Just
in this organization,
we're blessed to have being a part of that too.
To be headed by some strong black.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it was, you know,
yeah,
it was about our people.
It was very impactful.
You know,
it was definitely about our people, only our people. You know, which you don't get to experience much in a lot of different organizations. You know, even this organization at times. So, you know, the fact that we're able to set the standards. It really is something amazing.
And they were unapologetic.
Yes.
About
making sure we had what we needed.
Right.
Point blank period.
Our people had opportunity. Had opportunity.
And we had the means to do so we were going to make it happen.
Yes.
Like, that's just...
And they were both community guys. You know, Mr. Harper could have been a U.S. Senator.
I believe
that.
Yeah.
But he stayed in Chester.
He wanted to be with the people.
Yeah.
He wanted to be with the people. He wanted to be where the people knew they can count on somebody who could really help them. He wanted to be present for the people. And he knew the best way to do that is to be literally boots on the ground in Chester to make sure that things were getting done.
Yes.
And I can appreciate that. But we want to talk a little bit about you, because I'm gonna interview his son in a couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll talk more about his dad. But in terms of you, so you're in as the organizer, and I asked this question only because since you already knew at 9 what you were destined to do, be a part of Labor's Local 413, and so now it's Harper's Jr. that's there, and you come in as what and part of that team. You are now the
I was organizer
Okay.
/ agent. Just at that time when I came in, like I said, I had 22 years up in the field.
It's a long time, Mark.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
I was actually starting to think about, we had 25 and out.
Right.
I'm like, let me start looking at another career.
Why?
I don't know. It just, I had done it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, maybe just try something else.
So 22 years, are you in the hall and you're doing both? So you're in the field and the hall?
No, I was in the hall.
Okay,
I was working. I was out in the field working. I did my first 8-9 years. I did utility work with Denella.
Okay.
And then bounced around a little bit. And then I latched on with JJ White. So I was with JJ White for 9 years.
Because you came just right around the time they had built the Exton School, right?
When I came in.
Yeah. Right. They had just built
that was I would work March to Christmas Eve. And then I spent, a couple weeks up there in the vacation, it was like vacation.
The Exton School is so beautiful. It's one of our very first training centers, and it's like a college. Yes, it's like a college campus.
It was a vacation.
Right, and you called it a nice early stage too, so I know. It's well kept now, but I can imagine when it first opened.
It was tough. They were hard on it, stay to the right,
Oh, they want to make sure.
Don't walk up that way into the cafeteria.
Wow. Oh, they were strict. They wanted to keep the building tight, intact.
Don't go around the back. Don't go around to your room at lunchtime. They treated you like you was on the job for real.
But they wanted to keep that sense of order, structure. They wanted to have it at the school so you could take it with you on the job. It was just being consistent, right?
Yes.
That's what it was, just making sure you all were consistent in terms of showing up here for training, also showing up at the job and making sure that you were representing the laborers too. At the end of the day, right? So it was like, those laborers, when they show up, they want time, they make sure this. So it was a reputation behind how well you represented, because you're an asset to the organization in a sense and to the contractor.
Right.
Because they need assets, right? They just don't need people they want people who are assets going to help them meet their bottom line.
One of the things when I did get on the office side of it, one of the things I sort of hung my hat on and tried to tell the young people and new guys coming in that, we the union and it's not us against them. We're partners. So as long as they make money, you can make money.
Yes.
So you got to go with that attitude. You can't go with that attitude or that stigma of I'm a union, I'm going to do what I want to do and the union going to protect me. No, it's a partnership. We're here to protect you from some of the bad actors.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in the same note, we're here to provide a service. My dad was funny. He would say things like, you go get a man an honest day's work for honest day's pay. He don't owe you nothing. And you don't owe him.
That's the partnership. That's the partnership. I mean?
He pay you good for what you do.
Yep.
Guys would say, "Oh man, the contractor love me." No, he don't love you. We love you.
Yes.
He love what you do.
He love what you do. Okay. He love his bottom line. Okay. That's what he love, and he appreciates you. Right. But guess what?
Right.
If you don't help him meet that bottom line, guess where you gonna be? So yes, it's definitely you do for me, I do for you type of situation. But it is hard work. It takes a lot of dedication. And, another thing is why do you think it's so difficult sometimes to get people involved in the union? Because I always say your union membership participation, your union is only as strong as your membership participation in a sense, right? Why do you think people just choose to be just a card holding member, go to the job, go home and not get involved? What do you think are some of the
Well,
obstacles?
as organizer, I try to tell people that it's because they had that sense of um, us and them,
Right.
right?
Of course, because you're in
in the
all
office.
places, yes.
No, and I told them, I said, I'm not the union, you the union.
Mm-hmm.
Collectively, we get done. You know what I mean? To make things move. The masses make things move.
Right.
Right? And when you're moving all together in one direction, then you can get some things done. Moving individually.
Well, again, that's that partnership. You come back to the partnership.
And it's a stigma about unions. From the outside, people from the outside talk bad about unions, and they the big bully, and part of that is stigma, because the unions history
Right.
was they fought,
Right.
they fought for what was right, and it was taken as they were bullies. And that's the stigma that unions have in this country and from the outside. And then you get people that come in and want to take advantage of,
Go ahead, you can talk, Marcus.
Quite frankly, sometimes you have to put your foot there.
Put a little muscle in it.
And sort of tell people like, yo, I'm here, I'm working hard, man, and this is what we deserve. We have a right to have a say in how work goes.
But you're showing up for the membership too. It's not just one person.
Right.
You're showing up for the membership. You're not just showing up for
that's
one
where
person.
that part with the membership, they don't even sometimes they don't even understand what's best for them. Right.
I got you.
Like Mr. Harper instilled in us. You got to do what's best for them, even when they don't know what's best for them.
When they don't know what's best for them,
because they think they know.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get the real story, that I didn't know. Yeah, that's
and
what
they
it is.
know that you were once in the field too, so you have that background. It's not like you went to school and here they gave you this position as the president or organizer. Right. You were in the field. Like, you talk their language, you know where they're coming from. Right? I was you one time, So,
it's tough.
you get a guy.
You get a guy. We make good money, and they'll run through their money. And then when you're young, you run through money.
Right.
Always do wise things with your money, and they put themselves in situations.
Yeah.
And then their situation is an emergency. Man, I gotta get back to work. They get ready to take my car. Now you got to talk them through that. Like, hey man, listen, how'd that happen? You worked for 2 years straight. Hey, that's why what we do with Labor Strong and the WOW with the Wheel of Wellness,
financial education or literacy rather, is very important.
Yeah, because you make good money, but there's gonna be times when you're gonna be off. Because when you think about, you're talking about construction, so there's a start and an end.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do in between is going to determine how long you be there.
Yeah, that's the truth, though.
And your reputation, goes a long way out in front of you. You
in terms of going to that next job.
Right. I had a philosophy.
That's real.
I had a philosophy.
What's your philosophy?
My philosophy was I got this one in my pocket. I'm looking at the next one.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I worked. You know what I mean? Because you never know who watching you while you're working. And he'll say, you know, that guy, you finishing up, you going to need that guy. You know, you got somewhere for him.
And that's how it works, hon. It's basically making sure. That's why it's important to show up, do the work. You know, if you're on time, you're late, make sure, because that one contractor can put a notice out on you in terms of whether he's a good or bad worker, or another job, either take him with him or you know somebody else that could use someone like me. I saw the guy wearing concrete, we're doing whatever. You want to bring him here. And you're like, okay, so that's why it's important. And I never even thought about that because it's not a constant all year round. No. Jobs might be good for 2 years. Like you said, he spent his money, he got to pay his car note, the job is gone. But why didn't they take you? Or why didn't you get a reference? Or what were you doing that, hey, now you're out? That's so, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. It's you know, and sometimes they call and it's a one-day job. Mm-hmm. And it's truly a one-day job. But I always tell them that don't treat it as a one-day job.
Yeah.
Treat it as an audition.
I like that. Audition. Yes.
Because, you know, he may be only one day, but he may have something coming up, you know, that's big.
Okay.
You know. So don't go there with a one-day mentality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Go there.
Yeah, you gotta really show up. Like it's, you know, it's.
And I tell young people when they coming in, you know, like I was with 3 apprentices the other day, and I told them, you know, listen, you know, come in, work hard, learn all that you can, because the more you know, the more you.
I said, you're valuable. You're valuable.
I said, but I'm gonna tell you, your first 4 to 6 years, it'll be tough.
Yeah, gotta stack that money.
You got it. When you're working, save your money, but keep learning. Keep coming up to the school. Learn more and more and more.
And it's free. And it's free.
And you get paid.
Yes, you get paid. And it's free. You get paid and free. And they can't, once you learn the trade and you have the training, they can't take it from you once you know it. That's how fly it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's free and you get to keep your talents with you.
You know, one of the things, and I don't know if the construction industry, you know, we don't promote ourselves enough, right? Because, you know, the schools are promoting college,
right?
You know, and that's because it's all about money. Mm-hmm. You know, and you send a kid to college nowadays, it's $40,000-$50,000 a semester at some of these schools.
Yes, a lot of these schools.
And then either you spending your life savings trying to get them through school, or they in debt for the next 15, 20 years trying to pay it off. Mm-hmm. But you come out of the trade, you come out with no debt.
No debt.
You're making money. And it gives you a jump in life, but you just got to be smart with the money.
You got to be smart with the money.
You know, and after being in this industry for 4 to 6 years, you should be able to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man, I ain't got nothing going on. Mm-hmm. What you got going on?" Or somebody should be calling you talking about, "Hey, you working?"
You know, why you not working? No, I need you to come with me. Show up at this job. Here, I need you, just because of your work ethic and when you were on a job, right? What you exuded in terms of showing up, right? Getting the work done, of doing a great job, you know, the skill set and helping others, you know, whatever that looks like. It's all about your reputation.
Right.
That's what's going to take you far in this business. But like any job, because if you had to clock in and do the work, you would show up and do what you're supposed to do anyway.
Right.
So just show up.
That's it.
Like, just show up.
You know, and you know, it's the new thing about being a laborer.
What's the new thing?
It's not. It's a unique thing.
Oh, unique. Okay.
That you get to work with all trades. So you working with the electrician. You working in the room with the electrician,
right?
And you got to switch at home and keep blinking on you. You say, hey man, how you do that?
Okay. Okay.
So
Little
now
insight. You figuring some stuff out. You finding ways to teach
Right.
yourself on the job training, right?
No,
You know, but that's what I'm saying.
because you figure, you know,
Wow.
your biggest liability in life is your home,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can pick up electrical, carpentry, you know what I mean?
Listen, or how to change the locks on the locksmith, because
So now you doing it at the house. So your brother, your cousin see you do it. See like, yo man, I got the same part. Can you do it? Now he next thing you know, you got a little side, a little side hustle going, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Being a laborer is
You get to see it all.
Yeah.
You get to work with it all. You get to see it all, so you can easily find creative ways to pick up other little skill sets. Yeah, I like that. I really like that.
It's a difference between a career and a job.
Yes, it's a huge difference, and people don't realize that. And I think if you think about it, that is what you're trying to convince the members in a sense. I had a job out in the field, but now I'm in the office with a career to help you realize that with this career, I'm helping you kind of look into what we have to offer outside of the job or in addition to the health and safety events, to help you with your finances and things, come to more training classes. So you're wanting to make people realize that this labor movement is more than just a job. It really is a career.
Yes.
And all what the visionary, the Harpers and the Sam seniors had envisioned, they wanted to make it a whole one-stop shop for your holistic approach in addition to the work.
The well-rounded man.
Yes.
Because your health is your wealth.
Your health is your wealth.
Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, and getting involved with David Strong was like, man, I was ecstatic, and it came up, and James said, "Yo, man,"
and that's a champion, right?
Yeah.
So folks that don't know, real quick,
wellness champion.
Yeah, Labor Strong is our health and safety. That's their baby. That's what they built in terms of their brand, and it's the mind, body, and financial. And Mark here is one of the champions. There's a champion from Isha Local, and he was a champion 413. So how was that aspect of it, right? Because that's something you introduced to the members also as a champion.
Right. And the sell with that was, kind of twofold. Because one, you want to be safe on the job.
Yes.
You want to go home 10 toes, 10 fingers, same way you came in. But on the back end of that is the reality is that being a laborer, it takes its toll on your body. And you can work diligently safe all your career. And at the end of your career, your body's beat up.
Yeah,
you can't really
still break down.
You can't really enjoy the move,
Yeah.
So trying to encourage them to take it, serious was definitely an enjoyment for me. Getting out there and just getting active and just being a competitor and a lot of stuff.
Like that.
It was a lot of fun.
I would see you out there. The basketball games and the different, because you were doing the bike riding. Y'all would do the bike ride, right?
I still love that.
So, and that was like from ocean to...
That's part of retirement.
Because it was like 150-mile ride or something like that, right?
75 down from Cherry Hill to Ocean City on Saturday, and then turn around, ride back Sunday morning.
That had to be such like a bucket list moment, just in terms of the scenery, in terms of your health, what it brought to you mentally.
Yes. It's peace. It's
yes.
peaceful. You ride with a group, and it's sometimes it's a little competition.
Of course. That's the human nature side.
But in it, it's also, some camaraderie. Guys, come on, let's go, let's pick it up. It was very encouraging. A lot of fun. it was a lot of fun.
A lot of memories, a lot of fun. So, talk a little bit about the Tie One On, because I know you all have taken this initiative in terms of prostate awareness cancer and colon cancer and really made it, the poster 413, really the poster child for it. And how did that come about? Because I know it's a story about a member, right? You shared before. So tell us a little bit of how you all came the Tie One On for prostate.
Well, back in the day, the apprenticeship was there, but a lot of times guys would come and stand out front and looking for work,
Okay.
for an opportunity. And this one guy, uh, I knew him, and he was coming around. He'd been coming around for about maybe 5 or 6 months,
Okay.
every day. And we get opportunities sometimes where, you might not be able to flip a job all the way,
Okay.
so you can work something out with a community person or something. And I was trying to do something for him, and I finally got this contract to take a community person. And like 2 weeks go by, I don't see him. And I'm like, man, the contractor start flipping out. Hey, you been bugging me for 4 or 5 months trying to get somebody, and now I tell you, yeah, you ain't.
So he didn't show up. So the contractor didn't see him either, huh?
No, he hadn't come. He hadn't come around
Oh,
to even
okay.
send
Oh,
him.
to send him. Okay.
So we wound up sending somebody else.
Mhm.
But I was talking to our secretary, and she was like, I said, "What happened to him?" And she was like, "I don't know." And she knew his cousin, so she called him
Okay.
and found out that he was in the hospital with like stage 4 colon cancer.
Wow.
It just like, man, how could he, walk around like that and not know something was wrong? So it had to be, a few things. He didn't have the resources, the myth about prostate and colon cancer, and just no awareness of it.
Right.
And
They're
black
also
men,
afraid,
black
of the
black men
stigma.
don't go to the black
Right.
men
That's
don't
what I'm
go to the
saying.
doctor.
Afraid of the stigma. When they do go, they're not going to, be told right the right things and understand.
And that's part of it. Like, black men have a mortality rate of 110% more than white people.
Right.
So that's what inspired me to start doing something to make sure at the local level that there were resources and awareness. And, it just kind of like took off, and with deeper dives into it now. Like now they'll get tested and screened.
Okay.
That's
Because you have a whole day of it now in June, Father's Day weekend, right? You have a whole Tie One On.
And then we've had jazz concerts the night before.
Right.
We had panelists come in and talk about it from all different angles, from a holistic approach.
Okay.
From the mental side of it, because it's just
Because
there's just a lot going on.
That's a lot to process.
It's and guys don't talk.
Right.
So we try to get them to open up and just be upfront and have a space,
a safe space. I like that. A safe space
where you can come and get information, right? Because some guys don't even know what a prostate is,
right?
And
true.
It just want to keep them informed. Nowadays, you can get screened and they could see something, and then they won't get real evasive, right? Years ago, they see something, they go right in, and if they miss, then it spreads, and it's a death sentence.
Right.
Now with technology, they will tell you, all right, let's look at it. It come back in 6 months. If it's not grown or anything, then we just go keep watching it.
Options. You have more options.
And
you have more options.
I've connected with some people, and you even got to dive into the capitalistic part of it.
Okay.
A doctor can tell how much money he can make off of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the very from your reaction to him telling you,
wow,
that you got prostate, right? You know,
and we wonder why people are afraid to go to the doctors,
right? And especially us as black people, we don't trust them anyway, because all they're not necessarily trying to cure anything.
You're right. I'm trying to keep you sick.
You know what I mean? They keep you living longer.
Right. So because it's money in it. It's money in that. It's money in that.
Just trying to make people more aware of their health. Unfortunately, we've been conditioned to eat whatever, and, you know, as this.
I mean, when we had no choice, right? We were given scraps, so we had to make the scraps do the best that they could do. But
the
now,
times we live in now, it's
right
supply and demand,
right?
And they're putting all kinds of stuff.
Well, everything is farm raised. You know, nothing is wild caught or breeded. Not breeded. What you know, the way that you feed the animals are different. The way this is all about making money, and it's what's popular. And they go about like you said, supply and demand totally different because it's all about turning the product over.
Right.
Getting the product there faster. How can we get it there faster? We can't get it faster. Going out to sea.
Chicken growing
so right. You got to figure it out. So yeah, I know that your volunteering is very dear to your heart with your church, and congratulations, Deacon. I saw that on social media. Because that was like last year or something, right? 2 years ago. How long has it been?
It's been two and a half.
Yeah. So congratulations. Because again, as I'm reading your bio, I'm like, where does Mark have all this time to volunteer? And I guess it's like you said, it's instilled in you because you had to work. You couldn't really be a part of the programs yourself when you were younger because your dad was like, "Oh, it's work."
I mean, he not that I couldn't. Well, he just wasn't. It wasn't
at the forefront. Listen, my mother told me, Mark, to make you feel better. If you want to enjoy anything after school, you better figure out how to get there because guess what? I got stuff for you to do at the house. So I get it. It was a different way of living back then. Yeah. It wasn't the same because they wanted to make sure that you were going to be all right in the long run when they weren't no longer able to take care of you or themselves. Like, they were just preparing us.
Right.
And it's different with your sons, right? Because of all that preparation, it's generational. That's why. So now when you see your son, you're like, yeah, now I see. He's able to do what I couldn't, but because I couldn't do it at that time, it was opening the door for him to be able to. It's that you got to go about it different ways because there's different things going on in the world.
I had the freedom. My father used to tell me when I was about 14, I would be going. I'm all playing ball, running around in the city, and he would only see me on Thursday.
That's what he would say?
Yeah.
Oh, we got paid?
Yeah. Because, back then, we ate dinner.
Yeah. We sat down together and ate and cooked.
So it got to the point where he only saw me on Thursday. But my chores was done.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what you needed to do to get out the house.
It was payday.
You knew what you needed to get out to stay out the house.
I'm here because it's payday. You know what I mean? The front swept up, everything. The grass cut. I'm trying to get paid, man. What's happening? But yeah, it was. I was gone. I was out there. But it just it's different. When you're being encouraged, right?
It's a good way to put it.
Encouraged, you got that support, and with my sons, I gave them, the opportunities. See, my dad came here, and he started out. He only had a 6th grade education. For him and my mom who had an 8th grade education, for them, their kids had to graduate high school. So it wasn't no real big push on college.
Right.
Like, all my kids went to college, right? I said, you gotta go, right? You gotta go.
Right.
you got to at least try it out, and then you make your decision on, I said
That's fair.
either you go to college,
Or you come
or
in labor.
not, or you have some little 4'11" guy jumping up and down in your face talking about give me 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
Right, but you can, but you can't be around here
Yeah.
laying up in that bed
Mm-hmm.
every other week talking about, Dad, can I borrow $40 so I can go to the club?
Yeah. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, folks. You're gonna have to move. You're gonna have to get it together.
Yeah, they all went and they had their try at it.
And they watched you too, though, Mark. They watched you work hard. They watched you show up for your family, your wife, for them, for the local.
Yeah.
So they had a good, mentor. They had a good example. They
I
really
say this
did.
all the time. As a parent, the one thing that I worried about the most was how would they make it if I'm not here? And once I saw that, okay, they're gonna be all right.
They're gonna
I'm
be
good.
just
Life good for me.
Yes,
life is good for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's good. And that's all. That's the reward in itself. Like you said, as long as you can see they're able to take care of themselves the right way and show up the right way, and then also show up for other people.
Yes.
You did good.
It's just part of the commandment.
Yes.
Love one another as I love you. So
you have
to see that in them and knowing that that's how I've lived my life, trying to help people and serve people. It's selfless, but in the end, it's a lot of joy in it.
Yeah. It's very rewarding.
One of my greatest stories is I had a guy, we grew up together, and he spent maybe 16 to 17 years of his adult life back and forth in and out of jail.
Wow.
And he came home and he had to go see his parole officer. He was going up to the school. Parole officer told him, look, you can come see me once a month. For about maybe 5 or 6 months, and then he wound up going to work, and he wound up going on a shutdown. And he was, on a shutdown. They making $2,000 a week.
Oh wow! And so, what's the shutdown?
It's down in the refinery.
Oh, okay, refinery
plant down. They, changing valves and all that stuff.
Wow!
And he went and seen the shutdown was maybe about 9 weeks. He went and seen him on his monthly visit, and they make him show work his pay stub.
Oh.
So he told him, I need to see you back here next week. And then the second week, he told him, come back again. And he came to me and he was like in tears. He was like, man, I can't keep leaving the job, man. They gonna lay me off, man. And then it ain't that much time there.
Right.
I need to get this money. And he gonna start calling me in every week now.
Was he hating?
I said, yo, man, we gotta understand now. Here you spent all this time back and forth in jail, and he done went to college. He got what's name?
Mad.
And he ain't making half of what you make. I said, how much more time you got? He said, man, I got about 6 or 7 months. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he was almost in tears. I said, just keep going. I said, when you go to work, talk to your shop steward.
Explain to him.
Have him, explain to him. Y'all go to the superintendent, tell him, because he would have to leave work early.
Oh.
Right? And he started making them come every week.
Right.
And that don't look good. Right? So he said, I don't want to lose my job. I said, yeah, take care of it. And so they wound up, he talked to the guy. Guy said, okay, I understand. Because one thing about this industry, it's not as forgiving as it used to be, but it's a forgiving industry.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and guys this in positions understand, because some of them,
of course. So
he wound up getting through it, and maybe about 5 or 6 months later, I get a text like at 5:30, 6 I'm on my way in
early,
and it was a picture of some keys. He had just bought a house.
No. That's amazing.
He's 50 at the time. He was 53, 54 years old, and just to have been a source to make that happen for him, that was,
I mean, you witness what the opportunity brings to those second and third time chancers. We call them second chances. Yes. You think him out in and out of jail for 16, 17 years, he would imagine making $2,000 a week?
Well, he was at one time.
My bad. Well, again, because that's that second chance, right? You gave him a second chance. But the point is now he's a homeowner. So when you talk about the opportunities of what the trades and the labors bring, these are real stories. Yes. Like these are real stories, real people.
I can sit here for days and tell you some stories.
That is so awesome, because that's what people need to understand and know. Yes, it's hard work, it's dedication, but the opportunities that come with it, you can't make this up.
Nah.
Like you can't make this up.
It was great to be a part of such a great organization as the District Council of Philadelphia and now the vicinity. It changed many, many, many lives, many, many lives, and that's what we're here to do. It's not about I when I got in the office, I was ready to go back in six months. No lie, 6 months. I was ready.
Go back to the field.
I was ready to go back to the field.
Listen
right
to this one.
I I had to pray about it, and God said, I didn't put you here. I mean, you didn't put yourself here. I put you here.
So was it the members, the demand? It was the learning. It was what? What was it? It can be edited. It can be edited, Mark. It can be edited.
Agents need representation.
Okay.
Because
disclaimer.
You can't. Well, you in a precarious situation because if you're only as good as what you've done the last time for a member.
Okay.
Right.
That's fair.
Right. And with the contractors, you only as good as the last guy you sent me.
Okay.
So you get you get it from both sides, right?
It's pressure. It's pressure.
It's tough, and going home at night knowing that this guy may not be able to feed his family. You take it home with you.
Yeah.
You always thinking about how you can make something happen for somebody. Yeah. Trying to put the pieces together, the pieces of the puzzle together.
Because it doesn't end at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It doesn't end at 5. It doesn't end at 5.
My wife was like, we'd be out and somebody come, man, I need a job, man. And she'd be like, oh God, do this. We can't enjoy our time, but I told her, I understand. It's that important to me.
It's
that important to me too. To try to help them as best I can.
And that's a good thing.
My phone is rang 2 o'clock in the morning because guy didn't want to go to work and his wife was upset. They out drinking and she mad. And he gives her my number. The reason I ain't working because of Mark.
So you're the culprit now. Now he done made you the culprit, the bad guy.
A lot of stories, man.
So with all that being said, how do you then decide to yourself, it's time for me to retire? How do you then say to yourself after in the field, the office, your son's volunteering, you see what the union has done for your family, how it's impacted second generation, third generation with your son. You wake up and talk to your wife and you make this decision to and do you feel like a little obligated in terms of Harper Jr.?
Well, James,
That's your man. You gotta leave your man. That's your man. We just gonna tell the truth, Mark.
Oh man, he's my boss, his little brother, a friend.
Right.
It was we started talking about it maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. Right?
You see how long it took?
About 6 or 7 years. And, because at that point I had 34, 35 years.
Yeah.
And I love this. Don't get me wrong, I love
Of course.
this. But I watched my dad, and he worked hard.
Come on.
From a 6th grade education to be the president of the local.
Come on.
And he had maybe 3 or 4 good years after he retired. And then it was back and forth to the doctors. And he got tired. And I said, I didn't want that.
Right.
I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to enjoy it, to be around for my grandkids.
Go ahead, keep talking. For your grandkids.
Yeah. Hopefully maybe my great grands. So that's what led to it. And James, we talked about for 6 years, and he told me when the time came, we would talk, like, yo man, you only got 6 months left. I can't tell you to do nothing now. Right? You lamed up. And he told me, he said, look man, you can retire, but you can't leave.
Wow. You consulting, Mark?
Huh?
You consulting.
And not have.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful
thing.
You got
me, man. You got me. Anything you need. Our friendship is deep.
Right.
It's deep. And my love for this is deep. You know what I mean? But I want to.
It's a second family.
I want to enjoy life. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it short?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta when I add an analogy, being a basketball coach, in reflecting back on my life, I looked at it from a basketball standpoint.
Okay.
A basketball game. There's 4 quarters in the basketball game.
Right.
The first quarter, my parents taught me how to play the game. Okay. Right? They instilled in me to work hard, and I didn't always listen.
Right.
And then in the second quarter, I played the game. Lived life a little bit. Made some mistakes, done a few things good, hit a few good shots. And at 40, I had to go into halftime. And look at.
I like that halftime.
And assess the first half. I look back and said, okay, I had to come out. I wasn't ahead of the game.
Okay.
Because I wasn't smart with money and stuff like that.
You had to reassess, which is like I said.
Went through a divorce. So I came out in the third quarter, and I played hard, and God bless him, to get into the office and hold the seat that my dad held, and to an opportunity more so to help people. And I played the game tough, you know what I mean? Right. I played hard and I helped people. I had a few game winners, and so at 60, at 60, I'm coming out of the third quarter, and I'm looking and I'm saying, man, you up 25. You balled, man. You balled. right?
Of 25, I like that.
So now I said, you know what? I gotta finish the game strong, right? And and finish the game strong. You know, I just got to cruise on out. I got to take care of the ball. I got to make my foul shots,
Okay.
right? And I got to be conditioned to finish it,
I like
to finish the game. You know, and with that, I got to make sure my health right.
Yes.
You know,
To enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
You know, out there in the field, and my body took a beating. You know, the last 18, 20 years, my mind took a beating. So now I just got to finish it out. And if I can get the 80,
come on,
because we all gonna leave here. We all got to go.
That's right.
Right. But if I can get the 80 with a quality of life, then I won the game.
There you go.
I done won the game.
Championship.
You know what I mean?
We're in the finals now. So champions.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, life don't owe me nothing, and I don't owe it nothing. I gave it my best. You know, I gave the field my best when I was out there, and I gave my best representing the people.
Right.
And I'm gonna still be in the game.
So, Mark, that was beautiful. I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, telling us a little bit about yourself, your family, what the, labor movement means to you, what Chester means to you. 413, the Harper family, your family, you've done so well. Your dad and your mom, so proud.
Yeah.
So extremely proud, Mark, what they instilled in you and what you're able to show your boys, about showing up, family was important, your word, loyal to the cause, loyal to the people that's around you.
Legacy.
Yes, legacy.
You know,
Thank
appreciate
you, Mark.
It's always an honor and a pleasure.
Yes. Oh, Mark, this was so nice.